Hey everyone, Michael O'Neill here, Director of Odyssey Paranormal Society. Welcome to episode 2 of I Answer or Hit Upon most frequently asked questions or topics that people have about the paranormal. This one is very well titled because it's not a demon, okay? Let me just say that right up front. And I'll tell you why I say it like this. Because of Hollywood, because of the shows you see on TV, who really, especially the Travel Channel, really like to showcase the most negative cases that people have. And because for whatever reason, just like sex sells, apparently evil sells as well. And nobody's going to tune in to see that a former homeowner who means people no harm, or maybe spirit is just trying to reach out for people to know that they're there, but they don't mean any harm. Nobody wants to watch that. But what it's created is a culture in society where anything happens in a home, people automatically assume that it is evil, that it is demonic, and they jump straight to that conclusion. And I will tell you why I know this. About a year and a half ago, I am the host of a paranormal radio show called The Odyssey Files, for anybody who didn't already know that. Available on iHeart and Spreaker and wherever you get your podcasts. So do a search. Have many different shows on there. And if you want to see the entire catalog of our shows and our great guests, you can find that on the team's webpage, odysseyparanormalsociety.com. So now that that's said, about 2 years ago, year and a half, 2 years ago, my co-host Dave and I decided to do a fun little show called The Paranormal Feud. And it's supposed to be a take on Family Feud, but with obviously paranormal questions, paranormal answers. So we had to poll people. I polled pretty much everybody in the paranormal that I knew. And that reached about 36, 38 people that I was able to poll for all 5 of our questions. But the first question that we asked them is, what do you think is the most common type of haunt? And not multiple choice or anything like this. What do you think is the most common type of haunt? I was expecting to get either residual or intelligent as the answers everybody would say. Maybe every once in a while, maybe something different, and that's what I got because I asked for people that were in the paranormal, that knew about the paranormal, that had investigated at some point in their life, and that's typically what I got. I did get a few other answers like poltergeists, and even people themselves, like their memory, their own emotional, they were haunting themselves. Well, it was an answer that was given. Dave took the questions to his place of employment and posted them on the board, on a bulletin board with lines underneath for people to give their answers. So not paranormal people, normal people that will watch the shows, that will watch the movies, that really don't know anything about the paranormal in general. His number one answer, he pulled also about 36, something like that, answers. 18 of which, at least half, said demonic was the most common type of haunt that is out there. And I've seen it reflected everywhere that I go. Everybody thinks anything that happens in their home, that the spirit hates them, they want them out, they're evil, they're possibly demonic. I've had Reddit stories kind of sent to me to get my opinion on. And looking at the comments, reading the story and looking at the comments, there's at least one, if not 2 or 3 people that have said this could be demonic. Let me just say right now, a demonic haunt, whereas yes, they do happen. I'm not saying that they don't happen. They are the rarest form of haunting, period. They might account for maybe 0.5% of actual cases that involve an actual haunting or activity. It's amazing to me how people jump to that conclusion. It's a widely known theory, and I had absolutely no idea why until recently, that anything in a set of threes is demonic because it's some sort of mockery to the Holy Trinity. I never understood it. I honestly still don't. I don't know where it came from. I didn't anyway. I do now, and I'll get to that in a second. But I have seen many of my investigators over the years, ones that have come and gone, that any time that one of the claims of a home or any place is they hear 3 knocks, or they've heard 3 knocks, or they were sitting in their chair and there are 3 knocks behind them, like their eyes get big and right away they're like, okay, well, this might potentially be demonic. No, not at all. And I honestly think that sometimes these places that you see in the TV shows intentionally claim that something there is demonic because that's more attractive to bring people in, or especially shows. And I just have a hard time believing that this threes theory, like 1 knock is a human spirit, 2 knocks is a human spirit, 3 knocks is a demonic entity, 4 knocks is a human spirit. Like I like human spirits and regular spirits and benevolent spirits can't do 3 knocks because otherwise they're demonic. I recently learned that this whole theory, I assumed that it was in the Bible somewhere. Somewhere it was written down, like in ancient texts, that this was the way it was. 3 knocks was a demonic attempt to mock the Trinity. And come to find out recently in a conversation with Michelle Belanger that it was Lorraine Warren who originally, that's where she heard it from. And that she was the one that said 3 knocks was a mockery of the Trinity. And I've seen many stories with her being a part of it where that has come into play. So I have no reason to doubt the fact that Lorraine Warren is indeed the creator of this theory. Now, whatever your opinion of the Warrens is, I honestly have a lot of respect for them, and think they did phenomenal work for the field and their clients. Other people think differently. But I honestly can't get behind this theory at all. So just because, if you are somebody experiencing activity, just because you hear 3 knocks does not make it demonic. Just because you get a negative EVP does not mean it's demonic. Even if you get this raspy voice, this growl does not mean that it's demonic. Humans can't growl. They can't, they can't be angry. I'm not saying it's not a negative entity, or it's not a human spirit that probably has negative intentions towards it. It's just not demonic. People need to sit back and understand that they have a playbook. They have certain ways that they go about things, and claims of what is going on doesn't necessarily rear its ugly head that it's demonic simply because, like, one of the claims is something that's happened in a demonic case. Just because there's a spirit of a little girl that is seen does not mean that could be demonic. I mean, could it? On like 1 in 400 million times? Sure. It could be. But is it? Probably not. Nor should it be assumed that it is. A lot of people are like, plan for the worst, hope for the best. Okay, that has its merits. It does. But you can't run an investigation with that being the main focus. You can't help a client in a spirit that maybe they're wanting help or just needs to be talked to by treating them as if they're demonic, by throwing holy water around a room. It shouldn't happen. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of the client's time. And you're probably not going to get the result you are expecting to anyways. So, I mean, if through an investigation you find that maybe it is a demonic entity, well, then react accordingly. But don't go in there with the initial assumption that it is demonic. Unless, of course, maybe one of the claims is they saw a demonic figure and, he's like, I'm going to kill you. That kind of stuff. Or somebody's possessed and was levitating on the ceiling. That might be claims of a demonic haunting. But unless those are the claims, I hear footsteps, I hear knocks, I saw the doors opening and closing. I heard a voice say, "Get out." We all have seen those claims come. Okay, well, that might be demonic. I think it's demonic. No, it's not. So don't let your client think that if they come to you with it. Just think about that a little bit. It's not a demon. So, yeah, that's all I have to say on that subject. So, again, your comments are welcome. You don't have to agree with me. It's just my opinion. If you want to be, demon hunters, be my guest. I don't think you're going to have a lot of luck doing it like that, but that's just, again, my opinion. So again, if you want a question, a topic that you want me to cover, a story that you have about the paranormal that maybe I'm able to read here on these videos and then comment on, send it to odysseyfilesradio@gmail.com. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to the next time. Stay healthy, stay safe.